Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games back with another cool pitch and bat repair video for you today. We're finally going to paint some of this thing. This machine is a 1962 Williams 1962 World Series it's called. Pitch and bat that we've been working on. We've done several videos on it, so if you haven't seen those yet, go back and check them out here on our channel. But this thing has a unique paint job because of where it was. This thing was operated down around Myrtle Beach in the pavilion, and they had a whole bunch of them in a row, and you would go there, and the object of it was to get 22 runs, and you want a free teddy bear hanging on the wall. And there were all these ones lined up, and so we get people in there all the time asking us if we have any of those baseball machines from the beach, blah blah blah. So a customer showed up literally with one of the actual baseball machines from the beach, and whenever they had them on location, they repainted the front of them, but they didn't repaint the sides because they were all right next to each other. So the one on the end they had painted, but the ones in the middle they had not. So this particular one, you can actually see what I'm talking about in this picture that I found online of these actual games. So I'll show you the picture, and pay attention to the coin door. You'll see these little stickers on the coin door, and one of them slid out a little bit, and you'll see that the side is just painted this slightly wrong color. It's like a teal. It's not quite the original green. You'll see it slid out a little bit, and you'll see that they didn't have bolt holes in the front because they had them all mounted on this rack. So check out this picture. See that it's the same exact machine, one of those ones from that row that was operated down at the beach. I think that picture was taken around 2000 or so. Now, the owner basically kind of wants to leave it how it was at the beach. Some of the stuff has been crippled on it, like it doesn't do innings, it doesn't keep track of the high score, because all they cared about was, can you hit 22 runs? If you can get the runs to say 22, you win a prize. So they had changed some of it, and we're still working on parts of it. Like obviously the backdrop is missing behind the running man unit. If you didn't see the other videos, go back and see those. But we're finally going to touch up the paint for him. So what he wants to do is just use the colors that they use to repaint the front and go ahead and fix the sides. So we're going to try to match that. We're going to do some of the white, get this thing back where it looks pretty good. So this is what we're starting with. You can see that they just kind of painted off the front of the bat there. The back box and a lot of the white that was originally on it has yellowed. And the green, because it's a baseball game, it's supposed to be like grass, they had painted like a teal color. It's a little bit off, but we're going to basically match that and go with it. So this is what we're starting with. Let's start, we're just going to paint it in by hand because it's a pretty simple design. We're not going to worry about trying to make a stencil or anything for it. And, you know, the cabinet's got some rough areas on it anyway. This isn't a complete restore or anything. We're just getting it nice and presentable where it can be played and enjoyed. So, but this is what we're starting with. Here we go. Alright folks, so the way that this was originally done, and the way you would do like a high-end restoration, is you would sand all this down, get it nice and smooth. Of course, they were starting with a new cabinet whenever they originally did it. But you would put primer on it, spray it on, or you could roll it on. It looks pretty good whenever you roll it. But you do the base color, which was this green, and then you have a stencil, you can make a stencil too, where you put it back on and then spray the white on, and then spray the orange on, and it was sprayed on originally. And that's the way to do like a high-end restoration. But what we're doing is we're just painting it back in, and you can do that too. The difference that you'll see whenever you're done is if you do it like this, sometimes you'll see some brush strokes, and you might see a line around the edges of the paint Whereas with the stenciled job, you'll see like a little bit of overspray and it'll look exactly like the original. So you might say, well, why aren't you doing that? Well, you'd have to charge a lot more. It takes a lot of talent to pull that off pretty well. We've done a couple of them, but in general, a lot of times we'll just paint them in like this. And it's already been painted. So we don't really want to lose this front design because that's not original. That's just something they did at the beach in that picture that we were showing you. So if we did this back to the factory, we'd have to find the missing parts that are in it, and then we'd just make this plain green. So we're trying to keep it where it still has the look of the one that was at the beach and could be identified as that if anybody cared. So this is kind of interesting. See the color change here? I don't know why that is. But here's the original baseball, and it's like it's very yellowed. And then the bat end has been repainted by somebody, and they did spray it. See the overspray? But you can see the original down below it. So the original color wasn't really a bright white. It was more of a yellowed, or it just has just yellowed over the years. And at some point somebody touched it up with a little stencil they made. Now this bat continues on and comes up to here somewhere. We'll have to draw that back in. But we basically got this red is supposed to be this whole thing. It's all kind of supposed to be red, but it's faded to like an orange. So they have painted the frame around the back glass. That originally, I believe, was just kind of like an oak finish. It was more of a finished wood look. And then these pennants are red. So basically it was three colors: green, red, and white. But they've added orange to kind of give it a little bit different look. And again, since it was in the middle, you wouldn't see a lot of this. You know, you wouldn't see the sides. So we've got red on the front, which is kind of a darker red, like a burgundy. There's the green that's kind of, it's not really a grass green. There's the orange, and there's the white. We may touch up some of this, but we haven't decided yet. But we're definitely going to redo the white. Now the white he is using is actually a really off-white. It's like a cream. Once it's on the cabinet, it looks more white than it actually is in the can, but we'll see how it dries. But we'll see where we can get on it. So they had painted over the front of the bats because, again, you couldn't see the sides, so it wasn't important. And as we look at it, it looks like it's been repainted before, too, because of this red that we were just talking about. That's something they painted on. So this thing has been operated since 1962, so who knows what kind of life it's been through. I can still see the splatter paint on the green, so I think that is probably original. But you don't see, you can see some brush strokes on some of the red on the other side. So I don't know, but we needed to put the bats back in. So I looked at a picture online and kind of got the idea of how they are, and basically just the end of the bats are missing. So I just cut a little piece, freehanded a little piece that looked like the one on the picture online, put it in the right spot. You could see where the original one started if you look really close. Right, I just lined it up and traced it. And then these aren't drawn all that great originally, but it's not supposed to be. It's like comical, you know. So if you look at that end, the bottom bat's longer. This bat's this way a little bit, but not as much. The two Louisville Slugger logos or whatever on the bat overlap each other down there. But down here, there's a 3-inch difference between where that part of the bat stops and that part stops. So since that's 3 inches, I just made these 3 inches apart and drew the lines in to connect it. And all of this should be one color. And then the white knob of the bat. So did that. And on the other side, we're doing the same thing, but I flipped it around to make it the mirror image. What do you think about it being the mirror image, Joe?
Boy, it looks great.
I think it looks like the mirror image.
Yep.
Okay, so we're just hand painting it all in. We'll keep going, keep going, keep going. We're trying to figure out what we think about the green. I hate to paint the whole thing teal. What do you think, Joe?
It's going to be dark green.
Because if you paint the whole thing teal, it doesn't look like grass. That's the whole point of it being green. The Playfield's green. But Joe, they've painted the inside of the cabinet teal too.
Oh well, the green on the field is dark.
I know. I think it should be green. I just think we'll leave the art on the front, the added art, and we'll leave the orange, and it'll look the same. But we're just going to make this teal green. I think.
He gave us the right to do it, whatever we want.
Yeah, the teal's ugly anyway. It needs touched up anyway. So it's going to be slightly different than all the other ones. Nobody's ever going to put two of them right beside each other again anyway, so it's no big deal.
It's a one-off Lions.
It's a one-off Lions Arcade special. Okay, so we're working on it, folks. Now, have you ever heard that phrase that, you don't want to see what goes in the sausage? Have you ever heard that phrase? Like the butcher makes sausage. You don't really want to see how it's made. You just buy the sausage and eat it. We're going to get all these little comments. Oh, that's not the... Oh, God, I wouldn't have done... Oh, look, people. This is going to look great when we're done, okay? We're right in the middle of it.
Have they ever seen the movie Tommy Boy?
Yeah. Take our word for it. At some point, they put these little pieces of paneling on the front to block the lights in the front that light up the front of the playfield. And then you could see that part, so they painted it green. So we're taking these out, and we've put a couple little pieces of plexiglass on there. Which I think that's how it originally was. I think it was clear too, but I don't know that for sure. You could probably make it frosted, but I don't think it really matters that much. Yeah, you can see some bulbs in there, but I think it'll be just fine. But that should give us plenty of illumination. So that's what we're working on right now. All right, so now we got another problem here. We put the bulbs in. But they're a little too bright, so I'm going to get some lower wattage ones. But we got a problem where we've got a coin mech in it, so the thing starts with a quarter. But to be honest, look, people, we're in the business. Nobody wants their machine to start on a quarter. Now I know what you're all saying. Oh, no, my machine, I want to start on a quarter. Nobody does that. Everybody wants it on free play. People will come in and say, oh, I want it to take quarters. And we'll say, sure. And we get it to take quarters. They call us back the next day. How do I put it on free play? Over and over and over again. Hundreds of times, maybe thousands of times. Now, I know you're the exception. You're a very special person. But so we've got to figure out a way to get this where it's at least on free play. And if the guy doesn't like free play, he can take free play off, but he's going to want free play. So it was missing the start button. But I looked in my stash of parts and I found a 1962 World Series start button, which is similar to other start buttons. So we made a little mount for it for the back out of some scrap metal. And we put a nice new little switch on it to replace the original credit switch. Replay switch. It works perfect, but it's not hooked up to anything. Now originally, it looks like it was hooked up to here. This board mounts there. So it looks like these are our original two replay button wires, okay? So we got to figure out where that goes. So on the schematics, here is the replay button. Now look how this works. Here's the coin switch. Okay, so as long as they're not kicking the door and opening the anti-slam switch, when you hit the coin switch by dropping a quarter through, it turns on the index relay and that makes everything start happening. Alternately, you can press the replay button, also known as the start button, and it will turn on the index relay. But the only way that'll do it is if it goes back and it gets power through all this, right? So for instance, if the index relay hasn't been pulled in yet, it should send power up here. And then here's the kicker. If the 0 replay switch on the stepper unit has not been, is not open, which it opens at 0, so it connects over here at 0. And then that turns on the lockout coil, which makes it where you can put a quarter in it. But we'll talk about all that later. If this switch on the replay unit, the replay stepper unit, so let's say you've got more than 0 replays on it, this switch closes, and then that makes it where the start button works because you've got a credit on the machine. Here's our problem. We don't have the replay stepper unit. If you didn't see the earlier videos, this thing was made for the beach, and so it's been changed around a lot. There's just all kinds of stuff that's been removed from it, and that's one of them. Now, why would they do all that? It's because they didn't want you winning free games at the beach. All they wanted you to do was play and get 22 runs and win a free teddy bear. They didn't want you to get a free game after a certain number. They didn't want any of that. So they removed everything that has anything to do with storing a credit. But they didn't remove all the wires. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find these wires in the back box, and I'm just going to permanently connect that wire, which is color 27, with this wire, which is color 19. So a blue and orange wire and a red and gray wire in the back. Blue and orange, red and gray. We need to find that in the back and connect them. You're going to remember that, right? Blue and orange, red and gray. That's not hard to remember. Come on, people. So this is where the replay unit would have been. Now, I don't see blue and orange. So I'm going to unwrap that and see if I can find blue and orange and red and gray. Okay, so this is the type of stuff I have to try to figure out. It's nobody's fault. It's just time, you know. You're probably not going to be able to see this, but because everything's so yellow looking. This is red and gray. It's hard to tell, but it is. Not to be confused with red and brown, which I don't see here, but apparently there is a red and brown around here as well. And then, as crazy as it sounds, this is blue and orange. So there's blue, and if you look, there are faint traces of orange on it. There's orange right here. And this appears to be red and gray. So here to my naked eye, I can kind of tell by looking at it, but you can't really, it doesn't show up on video very good because the light is so yellow. Okay, so I think I need to join those two, and then that will make the start button work because it will permanently, that switch that those two wires originally connected to that's no longer there, will never open again. So it'll constantly have credits. So that's our, I'm going to test it by just hand connecting them. Okay, so I got the switch all wired up, and we put some LED bulbs in it just so they wouldn't be as hot near those wires up here. And it should start if I hit the start button. Perfect. Very cool. Whoa, I missed. Okay, so we still got to clean it up a little bit. We got to put the glass in it, and guess what? It's time to do the back box display. So there is a stand that goes around the back that is very important. Without that, you can't even tell what the hell's going on there. It looks like they're playing in a sand lot, Joey. So we got to fix that. Now, where are we going to find one of those pieces? Well. So there is this website, funwithpinball.com. The guy on funwithpinball.com was generous enough to scan in his backdrop at some point, and it's uploaded on his website. So we got in touch with the good people at signs.com, which are not paying me to say this. I wish they would. And they shipped this right out. Are you ready? Is it going to be everything we hope it is, Joey?
I think so.
What are packing jobs? Crap. I'm just kidding. We already opened it. Look at that. Have you ever seen anything more beautiful? Look at that. With the Williams logo. And you can see where, since it's a scan, you can see his original rivets. So we're going to try to rivet it onto ours. How's that going to go, Joe?
It's going to go perfect.
It's going to go perfect, Joey said. Okay, this is 24 weight, which I think is probably a little bit more flimsy than the original, but it's going to be just fine. I tried to find something even thicker, but I couldn't find anybody that was willing to do it. A couple places wouldn't even answer my questions. Thank you, people. I can't remember what the name of that place is, or I'd blast them. But signs.com, you just upload it and print it out. So I think it's going to work really good. Okay, so let me show you the next thing. These are the little bars that hold it in place. It's riveted to the back of it. Okay? We were missing one. So luckily, Joe went to the store, bought a piece of little flat stock aluminum, drilled holes in it. We bent the end. It's a little crooked, but it'll be all right. We bent the end, put the holes in the exact same spot as that one. Bam. Now we got our extra one back. What do you think, Joe?
Top of the line.
Top of the line. Okay, so we need to try to rivet all four of those to the back of that thing. The first two have been riveted, people. This is riveting. Look at that. It already stands up, Joe.
Looks great.
Whew! It's almost too good. This is better than we usually do. This is high-class stuff here. Rodney's going to love it.
Yep.
That's a shout-out to our buddy Rodney, who's going to come pick this thing up. But, Rodney, we're trying to do the best job we can, buddy. We'll have it done soon. Got all four of them riveted to it. These two are a little high-watered, but it'll be all right. We'll figure it out. Okay, and the ones on the end have two screw holes. That's just how they made them. All right, we're going to mount it back in there, and then we'll see what she looks like. Joey, is this top of the line?
Top of the line. It don't get no better than that.
It don't get no better than that, people.
You can act like you might be able to do it better, but I don't think you can.
Now, there's some flaws. I can point out the flaws, but why would I do that? Why would I look for the negative, people? Let's look for the positive. Look how it adds the 3 extra fielders back there behind it. Look at that. It's pretty cool. I like it. And it was missing. So that really helps make the game, I think. You got to have that. So that worked out pretty good, and it didn't cost an arm and a leg. A little bit of work. I measured the file and changed the size of it just slightly, but it was already online from the guy from Fun with Pinball. So he didn't have the side piece. He has side pieces, but they're different than ours. So We just, unless we took ours off and scanned them and went through a bunch of trouble, which we'd have to charge the customer for. Come on, people. I think it's about as good as it gets for this level of repair. We're not restoring, we're repairing. So we have two little pieces up here that the paint had peeled off of. We're painting those. We got to put them back. We got to clean it up a little bit, clean up the side rails a little bit, put some glass in it, and I think she's pretty much done, Joe. What do you think?
Yep.
I worked on the light bulbs a little bit and got them working a lot better. So, oh yeah, we're going to cover these up. If you didn't see the previous videos, this was at the beach, so none of that worked. So one of the reels is even missing, and the stuff that makes that work isn't in the game anymore. So we're just going to cover that up. I'm going to make a little sign that says something like Myrtle Beach Game or Beach Machine or something. And then if people see it, they'll say, High Score Beach Machine. What's that mean? And then the guy that owns it can tell them the whole story. So that's where we're at. So we're about done here. Okay, folks, we're going to play it a little bit. There's a couple things I've noticed with the glass on and the lights off and everything. I put the glass on. There's a reflection where you can see the bulb up above that's shining down on the grandstand, the playing field. I'm not. This is the playing field. The back box animation. You can see the bulb. So if you put a clear, not a clear, but like a white piece of acrylic to cover that, you wouldn't see the actual bulb. So that would be better. Similarly, these ones down here, you can see them too in the back glass with the lights off. You can see the two bulbs. So if you put a white piece of acrylic instead, you could take the acrylic that we have in there and spray paint it white, but if you do that, then you get the way that this red one looks where it's all splotchy looking. So you kind of need to, you would need to order white acrylic. I looked around here, there's none available locally. And if you were going to do that, you could replace that piece that's missing there, the one that they painted red. I'd probably replace it with white as well. And it would just, I think it would look better like that. But it is what it is. So we're going to play it a little bit, and something horrible happened. I found another picture of this game on location, and this whole time I was thinking that it was 22 runs to win the teddy bear. And on the picture I had, it was 22 runs to win the teddy bear, but then they changed it apparently, and they changed it to 25 runs to win the teddy bear, which explains why it says 25 on the playfield. So on the playfield down here it says, important, call attendant when score reaches 25 runs. And the 25 has been added on, so it probably said 22 before. Call attendant when score reaches 25 runs. Score void if reel is red. They didn't want nobody messing around, okay? All right, so let's see if she'll start up. If I hit the start button. All right. Now, as I play it, you're going to have to just count the bells to know how many runs I've got. I'll call it out to you, though. So we're trying to get 25 so I can win the teddy bear. I made a little card down here that shows off the logo from the Pavilion arcade as well. And in the pictures that I found, the newer pictures that I found, it shows that the left high score reel, the one that's missing, was just a red reel, like they didn't have numbers on it. So they didn't want you coming up and claiming that the high score was your score. They didn't want people being confused, so they just got rid of that. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Ooh, look at that. There you go, people. That's one run. Working pretty good. It's a single. Oh, no. We got one out already. It's a double. Another single. Okay, that guy ran home. So that ding, the higher bell, that's the run bell. Double. I tried to figure out a way I could show you the back box. Maybe I'll just play it here in a minute. I don't have two cameras. I'll just play another game here in a minute where you can watch the animation. Ooh. That's how you do it, folks. I've got 8 runs. We've got 1 out. Oh. Now, I've mentioned it 20 times in these videos, but if you're only watching this one, you can't strike out. So if you have a foul ball, or you like that one, see how that one's going nowhere? I can't hit the bat again, and it doesn't cost you anything. You can do that 100 times. So in a lot of ways, these things seemed rigged to the player, but there was a lot of things like that's pretty cool, you know. Ooh. You don't have to wait each time until the ball goes all the way back. I just kind of do. Ooh, slid it right by me, but it didn't cost me nothing. You can kind of hear it coming if you wait. Like if you let the ball roll down, now you can kind of hear it. Not that, oh man, I heard it going right into an out. I got 2 outs. Now in an arcade, you wouldn't be able to do that. You wouldn't hear anything. There'd be so much other noise going on. Or if you got your shag music on down at the beach, you know, you wouldn't hear it. Oh, there's 3 outs. The guys run home because they got to switch innings, I guess. So I got 8 runs that time. Let's try it again. Let me do one where you can watch the animation and see what you think about that. Okay, so you can see the 2 lights that I'm talking about on the front of the playfield. Right there, they look like they're like where the second base and the shortstop is. Those are the light bulbs being reflected from the front of the machine. So if you made that clear Lexan or clear Plexi, you would see a white box there instead, which I guess would be better. Okay, so you can watch how the guys run if I can get some hits. It was going too fast for me. There we go. And if you watch the video where we repaired the running man unit, there is a switch that he hits about halfway down from third to home. They hit a little switch, and that's what actually gives you the run. Triple. Single, which will drive that guy home. Double. Oh, it bounced off. I got robbed. Out. Ooh, I got an out. Foul ball. Out. Oh no, I got 2 outs. And a 3rd out. Oh no. And then they run home to end the inning. So let's play let's play another game. Woo. Oh, if you didn't see the earlier videos too. This one at the beach, there's an out already, was crippled. Basically, it can't do a curveball, it can't do a slow ball. They removed the stuff to do that. The mixing unit is completely missing. Which, again, actually makes it a little more fair. It's a little easier that way. Because if it just throws fastballs over and over and over again, you can get used to it and time it. I can't, but theoretically it can be done. Oh, come on. I got robbed of a triple. Oh, come on. I'm swinging a little early. Got 10 runs. Thirteen runs. Ah, 3 outs. Ah, come on, people. All right, we're going to play one more. We got 14 runs that time. We're going to play one more game, and then she's going to have to get some other guy to win her a teddy bear. Double. Too early. Double. First out. Second out. Third out. We got to play one more game. That wasn't long enough. I got another quarter. I only got 7 runs that time. That's pathetic. You can see these things would have been addictive. At the beach, if you think about it, you could have stood there and played this thing all damn night. I mean, it's fun. Double. And maybe there's a teddy bear that you really want. Oh, come on. There we go. 3 runs. You know, if you're getting a lot of hits, I don't know if it even matters if you get home runs, because eventually everybody's going to run home anyway. So if you just get singles and doubles, I don't even know if it matters. So if I got a guy on third and then I get a single, that's a run. Or if I get a home run, I guess that's 2 runs. I don't know. I guess it works a little better. It's literally twice the good, Ronnie. But I don't know. I'm not so sure. It seems like if you just keep getting hits, it kind of cumulatively adds up. Double. Double. 7 runs. It's almost like gambling. See, that just cleared the bases, but if that would have just been a single, I would have a couple guys on base, so I'd be about to clear the, another single would drive a guy in anyway. I don't know. It's marginally better than getting a single or a double. That's my opinion. I know some of you that can do math won't agree. See, look, that's only 1 run. That ain't all that great. I kind of like the triple. Look at that. Look, he's ready now. If I hit anything, he's running home. That's almost a home run. Another triple. Look at that. Oh, there's my second out. I've got 13 runs. I got to get to 25 to win my teddy bear. Double. Ooh. One into the stands. 16 runs. Double. Single. You thought I was going to that out, didn't you? Oh, ye of little faith. That was a dud. Ooh, ooh, lordy, lordy. "17 runs. 19 runs. Oh, hell. That's 22 runs, people. Now, by the old standards, when I went down there, the damn thing was set on 22. I got the picture to prove it. You've seen, I've showed you the picture 5 times. I would have just won the teddy bear. Now imagine, you can see my personality. Imagine the type of hell I would raise if I was in there and I got 22, but I didn't get 25, and then they tried to act like, you know, that the rules changed. Come on now. I want my damn teddy bear. Okay, I need 3 more, or we're going to have to start rearranging some furniture in here. Okay. I need a home run. I got it. If I get a home run, I got it. Bam! I even called it like Babe Ruth did. Oh, man. Hey. So it says, important. Call attendant when score reaches 25 runs. Score void if reel is rod. Hey! Hey, attendant. I won the teddy bear. I want the little raccoon-looking thing up on the top. Okay, you see I got 25, right? Can I keep playing it? You see I win. I won, right? All right. No, I want the one on the wall. That one might be from China. I think that one's made in America. Okay. They're going to get it for me. Trying to get me one out of a box. I want the real one. So you see the point. You can actually win the thing even though they took out like the curveball and the slow ball, because that actually makes it easier. It's just the same pitch over and over again. So how many games did we play? It's set on 1 token too. I mean, they might have had to make this thing a little harder. There's the 3rd out. Very cool. So we actually won the teddy bear, if they'll ever bring it to me. Very cool. This one light bulb's tripping a little bit. Gotta mess with the socket a little more. Oh, just so you can see. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So there you go, people. What a cool game. What a great addition to a home game room this thing would be. Look at this. And it's historic too, you know what I mean? From the 60s. It's an anti-Q. Look how cool it looks. Wow. So there it goes. You know what? It's about done. Do a couple little more minor things to it. And it's ready to go back to the owner. He's going to be very happy. He wanted this thing fixed. And he wanted it the way he remembered it at the beach, and that's how it is. It's the way he remembers it at the beach, and I know because I've got pictures to prove it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe find one of these for yourself and fix it up. They're heavy, though. It's a big old thing. We've got another one here in our showroom that we're going to be fixing up. That is a Major League. This is Williams' 1962 World Series. We're going to do a Major League. And it's still got all of the parts inside of it, so it'll be a little different. We'll make it how it was originally designed. And I know a lot of people are going to be, oh, you know, this it's been changed. That's how they had it at the beach. I think it's kind of cool to see how operators modified it a little bit to make it, you know, work for their location. And like I just showed, it's completely possible to win the thing. So they were counting on enough people playing it that couldn't get a decent score, and the guy like me that just stands there and keeps playing it over and over and over again until you win, to not be quite as many people, you know, to make the money work out for him. And it's set on one. It was set on one token. It says it right on the door. So I don't want people to think that they were trying to screw people over with the game. They weren't. They were trying to make it everybody have a good time and make the beach an attraction where you want to go in that arcade and remember the baseball games that were in there. And guess what? People do. People come down here all the time and say, "Hey, if you got one of those baseball games like they used to have at the beach?" That's how they always say it. We probably get one person a week saying that. Hey, you remember all those baseball games that they had at the beach? Because it's only about 2 hours from here. So everybody around here goes to Myrtle Beach. So I like it. I think it's pretty cool. It's kind of neat seeing one that was actually operated down there and how they had changed things. If you didn't see the other videos in the series, go back and watch it. We appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Make sure to give us a thumbs up for taking the trouble to film it for you. Now, you know how you can help our channel out? There is a link down below each of our videos to Amazon. And if you follow that link to Amazon, some people have even bookmarked the link, and that's just the way they go to Amazon now. They use that as their bookmark for Amazon. If you follow that link to Amazon, anything you decide to buy on Amazon, whether it has anything to do with pinball machines or not, it gives us a percentage of, because we sent you to Amazon through our link. So we appreciate everybody that's been doing that. It's been picking up lately too, so I don't know if it's just because it's getting closer to Christmas or what the deal is, but we've been selling all kinds of stuff on there. And we appreciate all of that. So if you want to help the channel out, you can do that. You don't have to though, but we appreciate everybody that does. And finally, last but not least, don't forget to check out my brother Donnie. My brother has a channel here on YouTube as well. We work on old pinball machines, arcade games, jukeboxes, things like that. But my brother Donnie works on old vehicles. You got to check out his channel. He's a hoot. So I have a good time over there with him. A lot of times I'm in some of the videos, and we just have a good time and try not to take life too seriously, people. You're supposed to be relaxing and enjoying these videos and, you know, letting the worries of the world just melt away. By the way, speaking of being relaxed, where the hell did my teddy bear go? You told me you were bringing it. I gotta go take care of this attendant. I'll see you on the next video, folks.